Welcome, everyone. My name is Kevin. I am your host, and guess what this is? The Hustle Sold Separately podcast.
You're
Yes,
I
sir.
didn't think we would do it, but here we are. I got my two co-hosts right here. My boy Edgar, and my boy
Hey,
Brian.
yes, sir.
What's going on with you guys? How you guys doing today?
Nothing much,
doing
nothing
good
much. You
today.
know me. We
Oh man,
chilling.
for sure, man. So, let's get into this, man. We gotta stop messing around with them. I'm gonna let my boy Edgar take it from the top. Hold on,
All
Edgar,
right.
you see
Uh,
what you got?
I mean, had a long day, but why not?
Hell yeah.
All right.
On
As you know, my name is Edgar. I'm co-host of Hustle Soul Separately. And as an introduction, to introduce myself, I'm 20 years old. I'm currently still in college, educating myself, trying to become a registered nurse, and trying to transfer to a university. And that's it.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I like that. Okay,
Yo, what's
okay.
up, guys? I'm Brian Ramos. Nice to meet y'all. Third year bio major at UCR. Let's go Highlanders. And trying to enter the medical field, man. Trying to see the circle succeed. Yes, sir.
Here you go. So y'all hear from my two co-hosts right here. You see what they're doing, big things out here. Me myself, I'm Kevin Garcia. Like my boy Brian said, I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm a third year college student at El Camino College. Originally started at Santa Monica, transferred over. I'm a real estate major, looking to get my
Yeah, yeah.
associate's degree this next upcoming semester, and then hopefully transfer out and get that, that bachelor's degree in business management. We'll see what we'll go into
Let's
from
go.
there.
That's it.
We'll go right here.
Don't be
Yeah,
shy. Flex a little bit. Let them know. My boy Kevin
hey,
here, a
we're trying. I'm
full-fledged
coming
real
current
estate
real estate
agent.
agent license, but hey, we're going for more, man. It's just the beginning.
Just the
But
beginning.
yeah,
That's a side hustle right there.
there you
Yes,
go.
sir.
There you go. See.
Gotta
There
pay
you
off
go.
the debt.
Hey. There you go. But all right, man. Let's get into this real quick. Hustle sold separately. This is the podcast name. Most of you guys probably have an idea, or if you're the ones who know me, know my background a little bit more. How did this podcast come about? What you guys think? We should talk about that a little bit. Let's see
Yeah.
whose name, how we came up with it. I'll start off with it. To keep on a basic general standpoint, hustle sold separately. The way I thought about it was more so I want to talk about two aspects of life, two different sides of it, and talking about is you can learn a lot in life from more than one way, from school, from family, from outside of school. And that's kind of the take I got from it, and that's how I feel like we landed at that name.
Yeah,
All
bro. I
right.
feel like hustle sold separately. It's kind of like a mindset, I remember when we first talked about it,
Mhm.
we were talking about the whole thing of hustle sold separately. It was because we were talking about how a lot of people they want success, but success only comes if you put the hustle in. But that part's the part that's sold separately. You can't have
Yeah.
the success without the hustle, and that's the part that comes separately that you have to do
Sir.
from within yourself.
Yes,
So
sir.
when you talked about it like that, I'm like, shit, you're right. Hustle is sold separately. Well, so
Hmm.
then we said, why don't we name a podcast after that? And then we said, in this podcast, let's talk about things not a lot of people talk about. In our age group, we just kind of chill on social media, stuff like that. But plenty of topics to talk about that not a lot of people talk about that we should address
Yeah.
and give our take on it at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I decided to come into that podcast, which Kevin invited me as a co-host
Sure did.
because as for me, I educate myself, and also I hustle on the side, which is I take care of business, a mechanic shop, and pretty much it's a side hustle, but it's a lot of work regardless.
Hmm.
And pretty much I could really pretty much kind of relate to most people, or spit game of what how is it like to have a job in
Hmm.
some type of way while educating yourself, because it could be very challenging to most people nowadays. So that's why, like, pretty much hustle sold separately came into our minds, and pretty much that's how our life is. Pretty much us hustlers, young hustlers who just try to educate ourselves, trying to come up from the gutter over here at Los Angeles, where you know shit a lot of shit happens here, and discrimination and crap. So that's how it came about.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, my boy, right on. I feel like it's a big thing. Feel us as young, especially in our world today, young teenagers, of course, also a lot of young adults like ourselves. We got a lot of things going on in life. It's more than one thing. There's a handful of us who are going to school, while also working. There's other handful, or they're a full-time student, but also got a lot of other stuff they're going on. They have a lot of classes, got a lot of time to study. Some people work, on campus, and there's a lot going on, So I feel that let's talk a little bit more about, what goes on in our lives as young adults nowadays. And I feel we should reflect a little bit by starting off with 2020. How did everybody 2020 go? Come on, man.
Hey man,
Fuck that. That was
that
terrible.
was one fucked up year, and I ain't gonna lie.
It started all right, but when the quarters, oh hell no, bro. March happened, everything went into shit.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, that's where everybody got hit. Especially
Mm.
2020 was hard on most of us, where most people that we know lost their loved ones, such as a friend of ours that I can't name because it's something that he wouldn't even like to be mentioned about. So even though 2020 happened, a lot of people lost loved ones, a lot of people lost jobs, suffer, people trying to out there trying to get a job, trying to survive, pay bills, do what they got to do, and not trying to get affected, so they can affect their own families. 2020 was a piece of shit. Fuck the corona.
Oh, for real, COVID really jacked the whole year up, bro. Like, also one thing I want to bring up too is that not a lot of people talk about it, but we always talk about, or the news always mentions how the economic effect of COVID, or like the simple fact that a lot of people have lost their lives. But bro, the amount of mental stress that a lot of people are going through, the amount of like how bad mental health is, like last year and the year currently, is something that's for real serious, man. A lot of people, it's pretty common to get depression because you're locked in your house trying to not get COVID, bro, because you don't want to get your family sick. You want to stay healthy, you don't want to lose somebody. So it's real, man. Like trying to learn during quarantine, online classes is another thing we could talk about. How online
There you
classes
go.
go. They're not the same as
That's
in-person
a big
classes.
thing right
That's a whole
now.
other challenge of going through online classes, bro. Trying to take all your classes, your majors, your major requirements, your upper dibs online. It's not the same, man. It's whack.
Real quick, Alec, how did you guys feel about that whole transition, real quick, from going all of us at full time, at college on campuses to when March came around, and then April, and then all of us just coming all back home from our colleges and just being stuck at home taking classes online, just straight from the computer. I feel that's just it threw the whole world apart. Just
Oh,
tossing everything
100%.
around. And I'm
Yeah.
also thinking too, like new high school students, seniors going straight
Bro.
into college now. I'm thinking, I mean, like I have a younger brother, he's a senior, about to go to college, and I'm like, damn man, like how do you go through that the application process? Like did you
Yeah,
guys have SATs,
Hella
ACTs?
different.
Was those still a thing? With all this going
bro.
around, but
Yeah. They waived a lot of those things.
yeah,
Also, it sucks, right? Because like you mentioned high schoolers and stuff, and even like people who are starting to college. But dude, we're losing out on a lot of experiences, because they say you go to college and stuff to experience shit, you meet new people. Or also like for high schoolers, we're like seniors and juniors, bro. They can't go to prom. They can't experience graduation. They gotta do that shit online. That sucks. I remember when we all graduated back all those years ago at USC, bro. It was lit. It was really cool.
right.
All chilling,
We're
we're like,
legit walking the stage.
Sure.
I know a couple seniors. They're telling me, from last year, I was like, oh, what's going on right now? Like, you guys, how's graduation? They're like, man, we ain't walking on stage. They had like a digital ceremony on us,
yeah.
congratulating us. I was like, oh man, that sucks. But yeah.
You know, uh, 2020 could be hard most people in cases, but it's for me how it started from a transition from being in class to online. I thought it would be cool, but ever since like 2 semesters passed by, I was like, you know what? I want to go back in person, bro. It's
Bro,
you focus, you focus way better
bro.
more alive than being dead, because honestly it's hard. It's actually a bit more harder to educate yourself online now, because you don't put yourself more out there in online than in person, because when you're online you could be doing some other shit, like you could be watching Dragon Ball Z on the side while you're paying attention to your goddamn teacher or professor. But most in cases that a lot of people don't fucking pay attention, and even though classes may be easier regardless, it's still hard for most people because they're not really educating themselves and shit.
Bro.
So that's one of the toughest parts.
Bro, that's so true. I remember when the transition first happened, bro. I remember having to leave my apartment in Riverside, bro. I'm like, fuck. At first, I was like, I was interested. I'm like, dude, it's online classes. I don't have to go anywhere. I could just wake up, go on my laptop, and do a class. But, dude, it's so hard to focus. Like before, when I go to my in-person lecture, put my phone on mute or turn it off, get my notebook out.
Yeah.
It was grind time, bro. I just hear my professor talking. Now, bro, I almost want to always reach to my phone or look away, or I'm only half focused on lecture. It's so much harder to actually lock in and just focus, bro.
I'm telling you, like the biggest thing for me is like, we're all at home taking our class and everything, but just a few times I had to go to campus to go pick up a couple supplies that teachers need that, and I pull up to the campus. It's a ghost town,
bro.
No parking, no
right?
nothing. And I'm just walking on campus. I feel like the movie I Am Legend when my boy Muslim is just walking. There's nothing around. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like it's crazy.
Dude, it was so awkward seeing my campus absolutely dead, bro.
Yeah.
The biggest feeling I've ever seen in my life. My campus was always popping. The center of campus, thousands of kids, bro. I go, nothing, dead.
And
So
that too, because I did like one whole year at Santa Monica. Santa Monica College, it's packed all day, all the
all
time.
day.
Now with this, I can imagine it could just be empty, and that's crazy. That's super awkward.
We're living we're making history right now. You know, this is a historical time, whether we want to admit it or not. So much, political things happening, global things on the economic scale. A lot of things are happening right now, man. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, like I feel like another huge thing too that 2020 had a huge, a role that it played in our lives. Or this goes for everyone actually, is how powerful the media is.
Yeah.
A lot of people that stuck at home, mostly just they tune into the radio, tune into news, and that's where majority they get all their information from. And social media, people just talking about all type of stuff that kind of just threw everything in a loop. But
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, this 2020, a lot of people became more active online, stuff like that. Even though like it surprised me, like in 2020, it was crazy. I never seen a lot of people do these type of things that I witnessed, but that's them. That's how a lot of people changed in 2020. A lot of things happened, and hopefully 2021 we don't expect that from the worst too much.
Yeah.
But even though the vaccine is out, it's still a long process of progress of vaccinating everybody in the United States and other countries as well. Because from the news, what I heard it was everybody's gonna supposedly get vaccinated by March, hopefully. If not, maybe next year. Yeah.
Real quick for context, guys, when Edgar mentioned Ochi, he's referring to our high school that we all came from. So
Yes, sir.
we went to high school together. We'll tell you guys that later time. But yeah, after we went to high school together,
Them high school days.
You're referring to our high school.
Them high school days.
About that too. Not only is there pressure from the government to have everybody properly vaccinated by March, even the UCs are putting pressure on them now too, because they actually, the president of the UC system made an announcement where they're almost guaranteeing in-person classes by this fall.
Oh yeah, I heard they're talking about that. They're gonna resume classes. I'm like, yo, that's low key.
Bro, that's pushing it, to be honest.
Like me personally, I just gotten so used to the mask at work and all that, to the point where I feel like if I don't have my mask on, like if I'm at work, I just feel feels awkward in a sense.
Yeah. I feel like when I'm in my house, I'm okay with it having it off. But if I'm step out my house, bro, I feel like I need to wear my mask, bro. It feels weird if I don't have it on.
Yeah, I feel like if this pandemic is over, regardless, everybody is gonna be vaccinated or whatever. I feel like people are gonna be so used to having the mask on, regardless if you're vaccinated or not, or the corona is still out there, regardless. But I feel like most people nowadays, after the pandemic, they're gonna still wear their masks. Like for me, in this sense, I already gotten used to wearing the mask a lot. So regardless of where I go, I'd be putting on my mask. I'm pretty sure I'll be putting my mask during class as well. We go back to class. So, I mean, it's better regardless, because not a lot of spreading diseases and all that crap, because a lot of people have common cold and they infect other students and it's just hell. But I feel like it's gonna feel weird for most people when they get vaccinated. They still have to wear their mask, even though they don't have to.
Yeah, it's definitely for
like, not to cut you off, my boy Brian, but I feel like a big thing too, a big takeaway from this is like at the beginning of all this, or couple months after March when it was all going on. The biggest thing that stood out to me was when they rolled out the whole. Everybody was panicking. Everybody's going to the grocery stores and buying all type of stuff.
Yep.
I remember going to the grocery store with my mom and just seeing the shelves empty for everything, and I'm like, yo, I see this in the movies, but man, like in real life, like it's crazy.
Bro, it was like a movie.
And I actually had like a whole experience too. It was a funny experience. So I was there, right? And then they had I went to go get some eggs. I was like, all right, cool. Let me see if they have eggs. They probably didn't have any. But then they had like two carts left. And then they had a sign on there that says, oh, 2 per person. I was like, all right, cool. So I got the 2 then, right? I had the last 2. I was walking away. I was on my way to go to exit, basically, right? To go pay and everything. I had like 2 customers come up to me. They're like, yo, how much do you want just for one card? And let me buy it off of you. I was like, yo, this is actually getting serious, man. People are trying to buy off eggs off of each other and stuff. I'm like, yo. I'm like, bro, yeah, but
don't
crazy.
forget, people were trying to scam on hand sanitizer, bro. They buy them all out and they try to scam on Amazon.
Oh, especially toilet paper, $100 per pack, bro.
Yeah.
I heard that even though like toilet paper was running out of a bunch of stores in the earlier days of 2020, like supposedly it was illegal to sell separate toilet paper in person or online because a lot of professors said if you're selling toilet paper right now in class, I'll report you or some shit like that. I was like, that's crazy, bro. I never seen that shit ever. Yeah, and there's a lot of comment section of my classes. Some people are like, do you guys need toilet paper and shit like that? And I was like, what the fuck, really? That's crazy. But it was crazy in the earlier days though. Now it's a little bit more calmer, but even though the wave is happening again in Los Angeles, it's been a little bit worse. Toilet paper is running out again, but hopefully that I don't run out of toilet paper because I need toilet paper.
Bro,
and I'm getting pissed.
It's essential.
It's essential, man.
Wow.
Let's talk about 2020 with a little anecdote. Obviously the whole idea of 2020 was, the rise of COVID and the global pandemic that took over our nation, right? And everybody talks about COVID.
Yeah.
And what it's like to have it. Matter of fact, 2 of us here can give you as personal testimony what it was like. I had it, so did Kevin. Let me tell you guys,
yes, sir.
It was not fun. It was not fun.
Hey man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, it was an experience. I'm not gonna lie.
It was.
Like, for me, it didn't hit me that hard. Honestly, my biggest thing was losing that sense of taste or smell. Man, let me tell you about that. Woo, I feel like personally that's like the worst feeling in the world. I just feel like it's depressing, man. At that point, I couldn't just nothing. Like even water. I don't know about you guys, but me personally, water still has a small, distinct taste to it.
Yeah,
I couldn't even taste water. I was mad. I was pissed over that.
You foul, Edgar. You foul.
I'll tell you.
Bro, for me, it hit completely different than from Kevin, bro. It actually hit me kind of moderately. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, dude, it felt like a really shitty flu. I'm not gonna lie. At first, it was just a cough. I'm like, okay, this cough is kind of annoying. I was taking some cold medicine. I'm like, be all right. Bro, around day 7, I don't know why. I randomly got worse for like 3 days, bro. I had a mean fever of like 102. I'm like, whoa. That's serious. And I had body aches. I said, bro, I never felt this before in my life. It hurt for me to sit into a chair. I'm like, bro, I'm not even working out. What the hell? Dude, it was so weird. I'm like, oh my God, this is awful. After I got better, I said, hell no, I'm never trying to get that again.
Even though Brian over here is the most isolated person from both of us,
bro,
Kevin over here
not leave my house.
Goes out there and work in the office. He got corona. While Brian being isolated, he still got corona. Me, who works at a mechanic shop, meets a lot of people and drive cars, I didn't get corona.
That'd be a lesson. I'm lucky. That'd be a lesson. You can get it from anybody. You can get it any way. You can be the most safe person on earth. Sometimes if you're meant to get it, you're meant to get it, bro. You just gotta hope you don't get it. Get it. Try to treat it as best as you can. Take care of yourselves. It's not.
It also depends. It depends on the person. It depends on the person how their immune system is. A lot of people don't. Once they get the corona, it doesn't really affect them at all, or it affects them the worst, or moderately, or mildly, or nothing at all. It just depends. For me, in the earlier stages in 2020, I thought I had corona, but it wasn't corona. I was dying in the bed. I was sick almost.
That anxiety was hitting different, man. He was like,
I was dying in the bed, bro. But luckily, it wasn't corona. It was something else because I can't say what it was, bro, because it's kind of like personal. But I mean, I don't have no type of contagious disease on me. Nothing like that. I'm clean.
That's all you can ask for, bro.
Something personal.
New podcast. He's trying to start off fresh, man. Good vibes all 2021, baby.
Yeah.
So, guys, any goals you have for the new year? Anything you guys want to mention?
2021, man. Personally, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a real estate agent. I acquired my license almost, we could say, half a year ago now. Or
I would say
5 to 6 months ago, you could say. My goal this year is to more so build as many relationships as I can in this business, as far as learn the most I can, learn from all other type of agents, from brokers, from all type of fields, and to me that's my biggest thing, because I feel, a huge saying that hits me home a lot is, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And for me, that I take that deeply, just because I feel there's a lot of successful people in this world, and they all come from some are not the smartest, some are not. But at the end of the day, it's who you surround yourself with, and if you surround yourself with highly motivated individuals, you end up being the next motivated individual. And that way you guys just build off of each other, build off the energy, and you push yourself to become, the best you can. That's my goal right there,
Yeah, bro. Even Steve Jobs needed Steve Wozniak to help him make Apple, bro. So, like you say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. You could be a smart guy, but if you don't know nobody, you don't have any connections, you don't have anybody to help you achieve your dreams, you try to tackle the world by yourself, it will drag you down. And sometimes you just need someone to be there to help pick you back up and help you keep going, man.
Exactly.
Even though 2021 is already here, I don't think I have that much of a goal. But as long as I don't get infected, as long as my family is good and proper life, healthy life, I'm good. If we keep the way I'm keeping up things since last year, hustle, invest, flip, do all that, I'm good. That's my only goal. My 2 goals is healthy, long life with my family, stay healthy, be clean, and the other one is invest, flip, and become more wealthy than last year.
Yes, sir.
I like that.
My goal.
What about you, my boy Brian? What about you, man?
For me, I got a few goals. For one, I want to make sure that this podcast pops off. That's a goal right there. I want to make sure we make this thing permanent thing. We keep it rolling and it pops off. 2, me and Kevin we made an agreement last year. We made an agreement to hold each other accountable, and we're both going to stick to it in order to achieve our fitness goals.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I want to lean down significantly. I already started last year. Lost 30 pounds. Not too bad. Started about 8 months in, so pretty easy. Yeah. But
I like that.
I keep on going. On going. Our boy Kevin got goals he wants to get hit. I'm gonna hold him accountable. He's gonna hold me accountable. And whether we want to or not, we're gonna keep it pushing, and we're gonna achieve them for sure.
Yes, sir. I mean, my biggest thing is, I'm a very active person. I've been always active all my life. I'm a huge working out person, working out fanatic. I'm always at the gym. Now with this COVID situation,
Bro, tell me about it.
This whole COVID, it makes your discipline even more required than what it was before.
Yep.
And me, thank God, I got, I have a little at-home setup, so I could do still stuff here and there, but still takes a little bit more for me to actually go out there every day and get do what I got to do. But yeah, like my boy Brian said, I still got goals, man. I'm still trying to get the most cut, lean possible. Before I had a quick little goal. I wanted to bulk up. I did that for a little bit. Now, I passed that stage. I'm not a huge fan of it no more. Now I just want to stay where my size is, but to make sure I'm fit, and keep pushing that for the remainder of my life, and see how long we can, keep that for.
Just want to become like Tyler One, bro.
again, I mean, for those who made it towards this far in the first episode, we just want to let you guys know real quick. Hustle Sold Separately podcast. We're here. We're making this real. And you guys are going to be seeing us every week, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
Thank y'all for watching, and we hope y'all stay with us on this journey, man.
Hey, yo, wait for that next episode. Trust me, it's gonna be a lot more fire. Y'all gonna be looking forward to it. Trust me.
This is episode 0 introduction. All right, next episode will be episode 1.
Yes, sir.
So yeah. All right. So yeah, we need to separate. We gotta go do our own goals. We gotta do our jobs. We gotta go educate ourselves. So let's have a blissful night. And thank you for listening to our podcast, episode 0, an introduction.
Hey, all those comments, drop it down below. I want to see you guys' thoughts. What you guys feeling about it?
Ideas.
What you guys feeling, man?
If there's any topic you want us to talk about, feel free to comment below. Hit us up on our social media.
Yes,
We'll put links in the description. Let us know.
Yeah, we're gonna have that. You can follow us on social media. We're gonna have that down below in the description. Check that out. But other than that, man, we're here just more so to be ourselves. Have some fun, talk about what it is to be a 20-year-old in this COVID once-in-a-lifetime situation, and let's keep it pushing.
All right.
Yes, sir.